text messages the smoking gun that the president broke the law by pressuring Ukraine to give up dirt on the Bidens? And did he double down in the Rose Garden yesterday?
China should start an investigation into the Bidens.
Plus, two-time Oscar-winning star of The Politician, Jessica Lange, is sharing what she learned about America on her road trip down the legendary Highway 61. And you know her as The View's lifestyle expert. But today, Greta Whoopi, Abby Huntsman, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, Meghan McCain, and Anna Navarro. Now, let's get things started.
And talented Anna Navarro is with us today, and you can see more of those hilarious kids that you just watched. I talked to them yesterday, and you'll see them on the premiere of Kids Say the Darndest Things this Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. So watch that. And let's go right into hot topics. Some Democrats say they have found their smoking gun in the investigation into whether Trump withheld security funds from the Ukrainian president unless he agreed to dig up dirt on Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. In a text exchange between State Department officials working for Trump, Ukrainian diplomat Bill Taylor appeared to be responding to Trump's request to hold back the money by texting, quote, "As I said on the phone, I think it's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign." Follow? Okay.
Yeah.
So is this the smoking gun? It's in writing now.
Yeah, it is in writing. I mean, I assume he's going to testify also, and I think what people need to understand is his background. I mean, this is a career diplomat. He worked for 4 administrations. These other people that were on the phone, one had never really been a diplomat. He was a mega donor to the Trump campaign. He donated about $1 million, maybe a little bit more. This is Gordon Sondland. Right. He's the current U.S. ambassador to the European Union. And it's clear that he was trying to instruct the other 2 who had a lot less experience that, listen, this is not what we do. I find this crazy. And what's interesting is the pushback that he was getting. The response was
let me read that.
Yeah,
that's from Sondland.
Yeah.
So this guy is saying, I don't think you should withhold us the money. That's a quid pro quo. Gesundheit. So the other guy, Sondland, writes back, Bill, I believe you are incorrect about President Trump's intentions. The president has been crystal clear, no quid pro quos of any kind. The president is trying to evaluate whether Ukraine is truly going to adopt the transparency and reforms, blah, blah, blah. I suggest we stop the back and forth by text.
And by the way, that response was 5 hours later.
Right. So one is saying...
Yeah, but that last part is so important. Let's stop putting this in writing. Let's stop giving you guys receipts, and let's go to a place where you're not going to be able to show this to a whistleblower, to Congress.
Yeah.
And look, I think...
CYA test.
I actually think it's not a CYA, it's CYTA.
Yes.
Cover Trump's actions. Look, I think what we saw yesterday is what happens when the professionals get involved, right? Until right now, we have seen a lot of political appointees and people who've got a political agenda. People like Giuliani, people like Trump, people like Pence.
People like this guy Sondland.
Now we are seeing folks like Volker, another long-term career, officer and person who's worked on this field for so long. We're seeing this guy. We're going to hear from the ambassador who was kicked out because she wasn't lending herself to these things. So I think it's,
there's radio silence from the Republican Party. I'm just saying.
That's true. I have a list. Ben Sasse, Will Hurd, Mitt Romney, Pat Toomey, Grassley, Joni Ernst, Susan Collins, and every other.
Since this?
Yes. I knew you were going to say that. That's
what Susan Collins said. I want to hear it. What did Susan Collins say?
She's up for re-election.
She stated that the whistleblower should be protected. Ben Sasse came out saying, hold up, Americans don't look to Chinese commies for the truth. If the Biden kid broke the laws by selling his name to Beijing, that's a matter for American courts, not communist tyrants running torture camps. And it goes on. So there are some people.
Yeah, but nobody's saying that he broke the law, that's abuse of power, and he should be impeached.
What did Mitt Romney say?
Mitt Romney said it's troubling to the extreme.
Here's what I don't understand.
He said that 2 weeks ago.
I'm just saying that to say that no one said anything is.
I know, but more 10 things have happened since then. He needs to update his tweets.
I don't disagree.
But here's what I don't understand. What more do people that are standing by this need to know? What more do they need to see this as being incredibly serious? Because if you look back, he is now 3 times the president, pushed another government to get involved in our elections. July 2016 said Russia should find and release Hillary Clinton's emails. July 2019 told Ukraine to investigate Biden. And then yesterday, he's just doubling down on this. I think he's wanting to prove that Republicans will stand by, not all Republicans, but some will stand by him no matter what.
They will, because the base is standing by.
But I was having this conversation with the producer, and she made a great point. She said, how are we going to explain this to people in 20 years? How, when they ask us, how did this pass as being okay, when our democracy is in flames and some of these people are sipping their coffees in the morning like everything is just fine?
The answer
There's not a problem.
The answer is impeachment. The answer is Congress does its oversight job, which is their constitutional duty to impeach this president for these actions. That is the answer that we tell our children 20 years from now.
And
that's the answer.
But I think that, and I think you even conceded that to get to the House, that's one thing. But even Rachel Maddow yesterday said she doesn't think that he's going to leave office through that vacuum.
Well, then the Senate has to answer to their children and grandchildren.
And that they won't, but they don't care.
But you know, the problem is nobody's thinking about legacy and nobody's thinking about children and grandchildren because they're thinking of a re-election in 14 months. And that's cowardice. It's putting politics and party over country.
Can I say something really quickly on this?
Sure.
So over the weekend, Trump tweeted a tweet thanking President Xi and congratulating him on his legacy as president. And I had to restrain myself because I think what I would have said would have gotten me kicked off Twitter. And I never understood why any Republican wasn't supporting the protests in Hong Kong. Because there are people, protesters in Hong Kong that have gotten very violent, trying to bring democracy, and they want autonomy from China.
Democracy,
I didn't understand that. And then yesterday, you have President Trump going on TV and saying, Chinese, look into,
We're going to do
China.
that next.
I'm sorry, I jumped the gun on
We're going to do that next.
Well, but
it'll be clearer for you when you see the clip.
You know what? I didn't know that we were doing it next.
Yeah, it's all right.
Sorry.
I have one thing I want to say before we go.
It's in conjunction to what we were talking about.
Yes, but we're going to go there, and you're going to be able to say
Never mind.
But here's the one thing I wanted to say about what we were talking about, because the base is not turning on him yet.
do we know that?
Well, but they might want it. The media needs to stop doing Trump 24/7 and start talking about the fact that the economy is really slowing down. Jobs are slowing down. The farmers are in trouble. Manufacturing is taking a dive.
The economy's not slowing down.
Yeah, it is. The Dow dropped 800 points in 2 days.
The economy's not slowing down. That's part of the problem.
But Joy, if we were
Agriculture is taking a hit. The farmers are in
It's
trouble.
just fake news. That's just fake news that the economy's slowing down. It's just fake news. It's part of the paradigm is why his base is still standing with him.
I'm not sure that the base is getting
He
the
put a tweet
benefit
out
of the
this morning
economy.
about it.
I don't know if the base is getting the benefit of the
But let me
economy.
say this, if we weren't talking about this, nothing would be happening. It is very strange that in the Trump era, something lasts, a subject matter lasts for 2 weeks. This has lasted for more than that, and that's the reason we are seeing.
Okay, when we come back, wait till you see how Trump is doubling down on asking other countries to investigate the virus. So Trump must think if you say something out loud enough times, it becomes legal, because he's not only blatantly admitting he asked the Ukraine for dirt on the Bidens, he wants to expand the investigation. Watch.
By the way, likewise, China should start an investigation into the Bidens. Because what happened in China is just about as bad as what happened with Ukraine.
No details, just throws it out there. He started a trade war with China. Is he dangling another quid pro quo here? And I thought the Chinese were his mortal enemy. All of a sudden, he's in bed with the Chinese.
No, he tweeted out, what did he tweet out the other day? Like, congratulations on the anniversary.
Yeah.
I mean, he also said yesterday, he said, because they were asking about the trade war, he said, I have a lot of options on China, but if they don't do what we want, we have tremendous power. And it was only 30 seconds later that then he talked about the investigation. And so when you talk about, like, maybe we're more leveled with China compared to us in Ukraine, but when it comes to the trade war, he's more in the driver's seat.
But one of the points that really bothers me about this entire thing is the hypocrisy, right? I mean, just the sheer hypocrisy of it. Yesterday, Vice President Pence said, worth looking into any impropriety involving the Bidens. Well, you can change that for the Trumps, right? And Pence says, when you hold the second highest office in the land, it comes with the unique responsibilities, not just to be above impropriety, but to have to appear that there's no impropriety. The Trumps, Ivanka's getting trademarks in China. lot of
trademarks in China,
Kushner's are trying to get bailed out from their disastrous real estate deals. Mar-a-Lago, the fees got hiked up 100% when he became president. There's a bunch of foreign governments staying in the hotel in D.C. So you know what?
Hunter just as bad though? I mean, so now the prosecutor in Ukraine, they're going to reopen the investigation. They said there's something criminal, but they want to see how this happened, if there was any wrongdoing there with Burisma.
But thus far,
I
there's no indication that there's
nothing on the Biden.
I'm saying it may not be illegal, but if we're going to, this whole hypocrisy, whatever, it's all across the board. It's abuses of power. It's using
I don't agree that it's,
I think you have to look at Congress too. You know, there's
but Hunter was
former children and spouses who are in lobbying shops all over the place because of the connections and networking, and I don't think.
This is why I don't think this is good for Biden. And you know, people aren't talking about that piece of the puzzle as much as Trump. But every day that he's in the headlines and his son is in the headlines about this, and
even though it's false accusation,
that's the problem.
The worst thing is he's accused of really is nepotism, and Trump's got how many relatives are working in the White House? It's like they don't have any other
working
place
in the
to
White
live.
House, and that was the point that I was trying to make. I mean, there's no truth to the fact that Hunter Biden did anything illegal. Right. And the other point is Hunter Biden wasn't a member of the Obama administration, whereas Ivanka Trump is a member of the administration. Jared Kushner is a member of the administration, and they are benefiting from that administration.
I really do. I think it's all
That's
bad.
worst.
It's not.
They've done nothing illegal.
Give it a swipe like that.
Well, not doing something illegal doesn't mean that it doesn't smell funny.
I mean, he's
agree with
petrified of Joe Biden. Let's face the facts. And that's why he'll probably be the
He also brought up Warren
nominee.
on the China call, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah, well.
Warren and Biden, which is very strange.
When we come back...